going on?
What's happening?
Too short.
Too tall.
It's
2020.
2020.
We in this thing. Yes, sir. New year, new me.
He staged the coup. Yeah, we're going right into it. It wasn't a stage. Treason, coup, what you want to call it?
Said he staged it.
He did what he did. He did. He set it up. He's been saying it. When we gonna take the man literally for what he say he trying to do?
Everything he say is what he do.
It's what he means. It's what he do. Let's just be real. Y'all thought we was gonna wait? Thought we was gonna talk about some strength,
nope,
speed.
We ain't got none of that.
We gonna
not
get
today.
To a little bit up, but first we gonna talk about that. Now again, said a few months ago, a couple episodes. Oh, this the 100th episode. What y'all talking about? Booyah! 100th episode. I forgot about
it's that. It's our anniversary.
Hey, 100, baby. Hey, 100. Hey. You know what today is. It's our 100th episode. 100th episode. Hey, but anyways.
Appreciate y'all.
All love.
All right.
But back to Trump.
Yeah, him. He's a fool.
Y'all, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come on. What?
That's how 2021 started.
No, they say it was December 38th, 2020. Whatever the day was, they say it wasn't 2021 yet. It took off his man. It wasn't January yet, my boy. Nuh-uh.
Okay.
It was December 37th or whatever. 38. Yeah. That wasn't 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, you thought it was, but
okay.
it was.
Okay.
But seriously, I don't know. For me, I don't know how long you don't take people for face value. Everybody else you do. Everybody else you take for face value. They tell you who they are. They show you who they are. They tell you. They show you. They tell you. They show you. They tell you. They show you.
And that's what you and that's what you believe. You believe it.
But for some reason,
cause
this guy, we don't take him for face value. We don't take him for face value. And for me at this point, yeah, I know there's only a couple of days left, but if you don't activate to get him out of office and go through the proper procedures, I don't know in what moment do you do it. This is it. This is the moment. Treason. That's what happened.
That's exactly what it is.
To stop the powers in our democracy and the things that we stand for and the systems that are in place to make sure that there's a transfer of power and to make sure that we, the people, have the power for change and our votes, they actually matter and all of this stuff. They attempted to stop it and with violence. Oh, yeah.
But they don't want to talk about that.
No, we're going to go all the way to Kaepernick.
They don't want to talk about that.
Kaepernick just stings you to hear his name. It just stings. Just disrespect to what? And yes, we're going to group it. You want to group everything else? We're going to group you. You want to group everything? We're going to group you right on over here. So, disrespect to the flag, disrespect to your grandfather, disrespect to your dad for fighting for this country, even though they fought for those same rights to be equal across the board, black, white, Mexican, no matter what. Everybody had the rights. But you wouldn't listen. You wouldn't listen to what Cap was really kneeling for.
Yeah, they all just looking at the action.
Nobody wanted to hear that.
And it wasn't even nothing. My boy just kneeled.
But now, again, you might be silent. You ain't saying nothing. But you were pro-Trump vocally. I want to see people be anti-Trump.
They're not. They don't want to look a certain way.
But to me, there's nothing better. There's nothing better to say, hey, man, look, I was pro-Trump. And a lot of stuff I agreed with when it came to economics. But, man, what I've been seeing lately, y'all, I don't agree with this stuff.
And there has been people that have said that, though.
I ain't seen a whole bunch of that.
It's not going to be a bunch. It's going to be one here, one there. They going to stick to their guns. They don't want to be wrong.
But that's...
You know what I'm saying? But it's all hypocrisy to me. Everything's face value, but with him, it's I don't know. I think it's a shock factor.
Shock factor? Why are we shocked
As
at this
in,
point?
no, I'm saying
Or
we
shocked,
ain't.
I guess you can be shocked, but not surprised.
Because he's been, everything that he has said is what he's been doing.
Look, like we said back when the debate happened, told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by.
This what he was talking about.
Yeah, stand by. Because I'm going to activate y'all.
This what he was talking about.
And then he activated them. And look what they went and did. Oh, they didn't vandalize. They just threw chairs through the Capitol windows. They just bust through doors.
Stealing the podium.
Yeah, they peed all over the floor. Defecated all over the floor. Broke into offices. Sat in people. Stole mail. Bust up offices.
Sitting with the feet up on the desk.
Nancy
Comfortable
Pelosi.
though. Comfortable.
That was what got me.
Comfortable.
That's what got me was like.
Because they knew nothing. They not scared. They're not scared of nothing.
Imagine
no type of repercussions.
Imagine that.
No repercussions.
Imagine you fight the Capitol Police, bust up in the Capitol in the middle of a congressional hearing.
I can't even.
If that's the right thing to say. In the middle of them meeting, somebody got shot and killed inside the Capitol. You go into Nancy Pelosi's office, kick your feet up, and hang out for social media pictures. Not even in a rush. And then that's not even that's bad. Worst part, you just walk out of there and go home. You actually walk out, catch a flight, or drive
They
home.
know nothing is gonna happen. So yeah, let's go do it.
Bro, do you know that there was a man outside of the Capitol with his truck that had Molotov cocktails, which are basically little fire bombs, and multiple guns outside the Capitol? He got arrested. But yeah, it was like that. They had a noose looking for Pence. A guy outside the Capitol had bombs and guns at the Capitol.
Yeah, wildin'.
Oh, hold on though. But we want to compare that to Black Lives Matter. Well, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's compare. How long? Well, we ain't gonna even talk about that. We said it. We march, Black Lives Matter, protest for justice and equality. We march, so obviously, when a cop kills an unarmed black man, we just want to see the court systems and everything go through the right process. But what do we normally see? Paid leave and no charges. So when that happens over and over and over and over, you right. People are pissed. People are protesting. You damn right. So then what we see when there's a Black Lives Matter protest all over the world, but what here in the States, you know what we saw? We saw combat uniforms, SWAT teams, police,
army tanks
meeting the protest, meeting them, ready for combat, coming out to combat, to fight, not coming out there
to support.
be a part of the protest. Because obviously, if we're protesting police brutality, if you're a good police, good
You
cops,
would be out
you would
there.
agree.
Correct.
But why would you come out to combat these people? And then you wonder why there's a fight. You brought the fight. So let's fast forward.
Flip it now.
No, we're gonna fast forward to what happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Flip it. I seen so many videos.
The mob pulled out a cop and beat him with a flag. They beat the man with a flag. They beat the man with the American flag and with Trump flags. They beat a cop with flag. They beat a cop with the flag. And I can't remember if there's been so much stuff going on. I'm not sure if that is the cop that actually ended up dying later on from his injuries. But they beat a cop
with the American flag
and with Trump flags and American flags and other weapons that they had.
Cops taking pictures.
Go ahead on that.
Cops letting people in. Opening the floodgates.
I didn't even see that till you had said something about that.
I seen somebody get in there with no legs, y'all.
Eric.
How?
Eric.
How?
Eric.
Somebody got to wheel him in. The police. Wheeling them in.
Hold on, Too Tall. Too Tall. What you just say? What?
Making it in a wheelchair.
You saw police?
Yes.
Come on, y'all.
Like, what are we doing?
Aiding the coup. Be a part of it. They're being a part of it.
Right.
The attempt.
Shit crazy.
Being a part of the attempt.
That's crazy.
Being a part of it. And then people had the nerve to feel like they were victims afterwards.
We can't even get on that one. That
blows my mind.
Yeah, get on that one.
Somebody hit me with the mace in my face. And where are you from? I'm from South Carolina. My name is whatever. I was like,
asking why are you trying to get in? It's a revolution.
It's a revolution. Y'all, come on, y'all. Like, come on, y'all. This is really a concerning time because a lot of stuff that I thought, I just kept saying to myself that, like, how, like, this just shows how vulnerable we all really are. Because this should never happen in America.
Right. You wouldn't never even thought of anything like that. If this was happening
in another country, we're looking at, like you're looking, it's all over the news, and we're like, wow, I can't believe those people are attacking the Capitol. They're trying to get in there. People
but now the
died.
world is looking at us.
People are looking at us.
Looking foolish.
It's
looking foolish.
And then I wanted to kind of talk about, I know there are a lot of stuff to be concerned about in the world. I do. I understand sex trafficking. There's a lot of oppression in a lot of places, a lot of countries. There are a lot of causes that need attention. I understand that. But what I also understand, I guess, I don't know, I feel like we should be able to take our profession and platform and have real conversations on social media. I think they're good to have. Have them with the people you can have them with. But, I always challenge the people on Twitter and our IG followers, especially our strength coaches and our trainers that are in this industry that have a huge platform. They try to say, I try to stay away from politics. Bull crap. You try to stay away from conflict.
Yeah.
You trying to say you don't talk politics, but you'll argue about if dorsiflexion is important for 30 comments. You'll argue about the depth of squats. You'll argue about how plyos should be programmed. You'll argue about what truly is speed and if speed endurance is really should be a thing when it comes to training. You'll argue about that, and you'll talk about that, and you'll post videos on that. But things that really change people's perspective and really could change some lives, you don't want to post about that. Again, I understand there are a lot of things that you could be concerned about that need people's attention, but I don't see people talking about none of it. But don't say you run, and it ain't even conflict. I think maybe you don't want people, you're afraid of people knowing your real point of views. Yeah. Because you ain't afraid of the conflict in the conversation when it comes to the training, your training philosophies.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know, man. I just feel like even when it comes to people's jobs, y'all, and I know we are not held to, we don't work for a corporation, we have our own business. I understand that. But can you not stand for right and righteousness, on the side of righteousness? You want to talk to people about accountability? How can you be a coach and a leader of men and women, but you cannot talk and hold your own values accountable? You can't speak up for what's right. You want to talk about a team? Let me tell you something. It's real easy to be a team when you're all with each other every single day and you're trying to win games. Everybody wants the world to be like a football team.
And everything is going right. Everything is going right. Everybody's good. Adversity hit. Then what?
But everybody's, once you leave that football team, people go back to their realities. And when you get out of sport, you're living in that reality every single day. How about you stop and check? It ain't a football team outside of the locker room. That's the truth. Everybody's trying to win a game and win a championship. You're all working toward the same goals. And a lot of times, if you're in high school, you ain't got many other responsibilities than that. In college, what else are you doing? You're 19, 20 years old. Everybody's trying to win games, trying to win championships. But after that, you have your own, you got to go back to reality. Like, you ain't in the school colors no more. You in your skin color. Mm-hmm. And you got to deal with those challenges. And we have to deal with the hypocrisy over and over and over and over. You have to explain why you feel this way over and over and over and over. Generation after generation explaining the same old stuff. And you wonder why people are pissed. People are tired. People are mad. But I heard somebody say, don't compare. Bull crap. You don't want to compare this, but you compare everything else. Yes, we are comparing. Because how else do you figure out equality if you don't compare how one person is treated to the same situations? Mm-hmm. Yes, you compare. I can't believe I saw somebody that don't compare. That's crap.
They side is always right. That's why you don't compare.
Just
because you can't compare it. Because they right, regardless. So there's no way that this and that can be similar.
How entitled do you have to be, and how comfortable do you have to be in this world to where you can break into the Capitol and fear no consequences? Fear no consequences.
None. That's the only reason that happened.
You fear nothing.
The only reason, bro.
You're climbing the walls of the Capitol to replace the American flag with the Trump flag. We're talking about Kaepernick kneeling to bring awareness to equality and police brutality. We compare. Yeah, we gonna compare them. Now look at them, y'all. Compare it. Where is your heart? Where your heart at?
That's my biggest thing, man. Like, it's everything. I know they say everything ain't black and white, but right is right, wrong is wrong. Ain't no grays.
We know that because they're like that in every other situation. We have these same men trying to hold kids accountable. We're trying to teach right and wrong to kids, but then we look at this and we don't hold ourselves accountable.
Got to do better.
And we can't. Nobody can heal if nobody is really addressing the issues and really saying, hey, yes, that is wrong, man. That's wrong. And I'm sorry. Sometimes if the damage is done, the damage is done. It's too little too late for some folks. It's like, and I know a while ago I was like, hey, we need to speak up, but dang, if you just now saying, man, I don't agree, it took a coup attempt, it took treason for you to finally say, no, I'm stepping back from this dude. This is what it takes. This is what it takes. That's my only thing. I'm like, dang, this is what it took.
The extreme. Because he's them. He's them.
It's almost like Trump is like people's, that little engine that was inside of them that just woke up.
Lit that fire. Since day one.
It's just crazy, man.
Since day one. That's why everything he do ain't no shock.
I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
That's the world we live in today, man.
It's just crazy. Hey, if this was your first episode, man, hey.
You're behind.
You get all kind of stuff from the Sauce Twins.
You're behind.
You know,
really.
we talk about real world stuff all the way around. You know, rather it might be a little political talk, a little real life talk, personal talk, training, sports, relationships. We just talk about what's on our heart. And we want y'all to talk back. We want y'all to talk back. Contribute to the conversation. You know, most of the time I can deal with some people disagreeing, but you get to talking crazy, you know, most of the time we're not going to respond. We can't have conversations like that. You know, I can have some real conversations though. Shit. Maybe even have some people
come on
the show. Like, if you want to get on the show and talk about a topic or this topic or an old topic, hit us in the DMs, comments or something, man. We'll get on and have the conversation. I'm with it.
100 episodes.
100th episode, y'all, though. Hey, check out these flashbacks. Huh?
What you mean?
I ain't talking about the kids that got it. I'm talking about how many got it. How much should a strength coach, let's say you're an assistant or you're a GA and you're coming up through the system, how much of your head strength coach's program should you make your own, and how much should you do what you believe? Like, how do you do that when you step out into the field as a new strength coach?
Well, see, that's the only thing, right, is whenever you see these assistant strength coaches being hired from these Power 5 schools, you really don't know what they know.
What you gonna get?
You don't, because you're hiring them like when someone just says, oh man, I love how Alabama plays. Well, guess what? I do too. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily being trained the best. Now, I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
I can't really speak on that, but I know they get the best 5 players at each position in the country every single year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just where genetic is taking over, I'm sure, right?
Because that's another one that hits you where it hurts, right?
Yeah, come on.
Like, my don't say squats are bad. Please don't do that. You can say anything except that.
I love it. Come on, man.
It makes people cry. I mean, it makes them cry on the internet when I say it, but the reality of the situation, and we've all been there, is that squats are not a great exercise. People get hurt. They get hurt at too high a frequency. And I'll tell you, now both of you, what position?
Linebacker.
You?
Running back, defensive back.
Running back, defensive back. Okay, so the defensive back and you might not like back squatting, but the running back and you did.
Yeah.
But one of the things I realized when I was dealing with skill position guys, and I said, we're not going to back squat anymore.
Yes.
I got nothing but high fives. I didn't get one guy looking at me going,
hey, don't nobody like getting under that bar. That's what it is. That
weight on your back.
I think what you got to decide is it more important for your team to get recovery or have a psychological advantage? You got to make a conscious decision. I mean, and I think in track and field, I mean, it's going to be fine to put your hands on your knees. But I think if you're looking across the line at a team that's got a better reputation than you, they look bigger, they look better, they look faster, they look stronger, you better sit up with your hands on your knees at any opportunity, you better sit up with your hands on your hips at any opportunity that they feel like bending over, because then you got an opportunity to get that mental edge.
It's a bit of a minefield. You know, we try to prioritize a food-first approach, but I'm not naive enough to sit here and say the supplements don't work. You know, yes, there
Say that again. Can you say that again just a little louder?
I'm not naive enough to say the supplements don't work, right?
Okay.
Like sometimes we go way too on one end of the spectrum, and there's almost this fear of supplements. Now, yes, they are supplements, right? They're there to supplement the diet, but you know, typically these are things that we're not getting in those kind of doses from the diet.
This kid here is a great kid, phenomenal, but we're working on aggressive, like what we call the dog in you, right? He doesn't have it yet, but we've been trying to procure it. So what we've been doing is, I said, you need to start hanging around guys that already have it. You need to start having guys like that around you, and then you need to start gaining that from them, because I believe in spirit. The spirit of God, I believe in the spirit. Absolutely. So like-spirited things, you know, you can pass on your anointing. You can pass on a spirit, a good spirit or a bad spirit.
Like the non-contact is like the biggest thing I'm really addressing. So it's like, of course, like contact injuries you can't really avoid. So it's like I just saw this week, like Lamar Miller got tackled, ACLs torn. You know, those are like little things you can't really avoid. But as far as like non-contact injuries, like you can, you know, and it's like it's the whole idea of training in those multiple planes. So it's like how I guess the best way to explain it is if we go into our sport and we have not exposed our body to these ranges of motion, or we lack the ability to move in these ranges of motion and in these planes of motion, then it's more than likely we're going to get injured.
Hard work doesn't necessarily pay off if you're tying the result of something to your hard work. You got to fall in love with the process of working hard. Like, you got to just love putting in the work, putting in the effort, because you don't know at the end of the day exactly what you're going to get in terms of life, in terms of the work or the effort you put in. Like, you could not get the thing that you desire to get